that's when we actually learnt that you can't actually write on a banana because it's too wet. So Robin peeled the banana and she tried to write on it with a Sharpie, just killed the Sharpie, couldn't write at all. Then she goes, I know what to do, I'll get some nail varnish. So she got some nail varnish and she wrote melon on the nail varnish, got the hairdryer out. No, still didn't dry at all. So we actually learned it is impossible to write on a peeled banana.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Desert Island Tricks. Another guest joins me today, taking a trip to his desert island. This guest today is a big friend of Alakazam. In fact, I have one of his tricks in front of me now. It's a very, very, very clever book test called Lucky Numbers. And he also has another trick coming out with us in the future. And he's also got previous tricks out with us, which is excellent. That's because he's just super, super clever. If you look at the methods that this gentleman puts together, you'll notice that all of the methods are really well thought through, must take an incredible amount of time to put together. But all of them are practical, really well thought through, always a little bit quirky, which we all know I love. I love the quirkiness. And just overall really fun tricks to perform. So if you've not heard of him, please do go check out his products because they are phenomenal, especially the one that's coming up. I'm not allowed to say anything about that. So, with that being said, today we have a gentleman who loves popping all over TV for very many reasons, which I'll let him explain. We have Mr. Martin Peirce. Hello, Martin.
Thank you, Jamie, for your amazing introduction. Yes. It's always a bit quirky, always a bit different, but yeah, that's just me, I'm afraid.
No, never be afraid. It makes for a wonderful trick and a wonderful prop, I think. It always makes him stand out. Like Lucky Numbers in particular, for those that don't know, it's a book test, but it's based on the lottery. But all the way through the book, there are real lottery facts. So it's an enjoyable read. I actually read it when I was learning it from cover to cover just to get used to all of the stories so that I had things to think about.
Yeah, well, don't say too much, Jamie, because that's coming up in my list. So.
Oh, there you go. So we'll find out more about that.
A bit more later on, and the reasons why I'd love to have it on a desert island, and what I think it would add to the anyone that's on the desert island with me. So
yeah, well, I presume it's very easy to win the lottery when you're the only one on the island playing the lottery.
Well, it could be. Yes, that's a good point. Yes.
So I'm very excited to see where you're going to go with this. Now, normally I try and have a guess about the sort of tricks that people are going to put on there. I'm going to guess Lucky Numbers is on there.
It is, well done, yes.
But I'm not going to have a guess on any of the others because, to be honest, I'm not 100% sure the sort of tricks you're going to go for. I could guess that maybe a former release might be in there, but I'm not sure.
I think you might be there, but yes, we shall find out very shortly.
Okay, good. So let's just clue everyone up on the format. If this is the first episode that you're listening to, the idea is that we're going to whisk Martin away to his very own desert island. When he's there, he's only allowed to take 8 tricks, 1 book, and 1 non-magic item that he uses for magic. The particulars, like how big the island is, where it is, are there boats coming there every day? Does he have an audience? All of that sort of stuff. It doesn't really matter. It's just about the ultimate list of tricks that Martin would perform if he could only perform them for the rest of his life. So with that being said, we're going to hop on a plane and a little dinghy, go to Martin's lovely island and find out what's in his first position.
Thank you very much, Jamie. Yes, so I'm on my desert island. Again, we don't know what company we got, but you always have to be prepared. So my sort of magic is a little bit different. But one of the magic tricks I really, really love, I'm not sure the right way to say his name. I think it's Charles Gauci, or it might be Gucci. He invented a trick called body language. And So basically, you have 5 balls and a bag. And you always say, my job as a magician is to find which one has a black ball. So you've got 1 black ball and 4 pink balls. And I looked down at the balls and I hold one up. I said, there's a black ball. There it is. Thank you very much, which always gets a laugh. It's great for restaurants as well. You can say, hi guys, I'm coming here. Hope you don't mind and get my balls out. And of course, empty the bag and put all the balls on the table. Always gets a great reaction and it just gets people on board. But I just like the whole premise of there's 5 balls. My job is to find the odd ball out. So basically, everyone picks a ball. They hold a ball up in the hand and use a bit of psychology, a bit of mind reading, etc., to work out who has got the black ball. You can build it up. I mean, I build it up quite well. And they just hold their arms, hold the ball in the hand. They have a look at it, and then I say digest it, not physically, mentally. And they all hold their arms out like this. Well, you can't see what I'm doing, but they hold their hands out. And I say, righty-ho, obviously one of you got the black ball, 4 of you got the pink ball. I can work out by your body language, hence the name of the trip by Charles Gauci, which one of you is holding the pink ball. And of course, we start off quite fun, look in their eyes, oh, you're too easy to read, that's a pink ball, hold the bag out, and they drop the pink ball in there. The bag's totally ungimmicked as well. And then we go through the routine, and then we get down to 2. I say, I'm going to ask you both the same question. Whatever I ask you, you have to say yes, which again gets a laugh because people are sort of, coming up with questions. No, it's not that sort of magic. And I say to someone, you have to say yes. Have you got the black ball? And they say yes. Have you got the black ball? And I say yes. And at that point, you say, you do it one more time, and then you tap the hand and say, pink ball here, black ball there. And you're in this nice position at the end where you just take the last black ball in your hand, smile, and everyone gives you a lovely round of applause. Very easy to do. It's a great trick. As I say, there are sort of different karaoke presentations and tricks out there. But the one I like about this one, it plays for parlour, it plays for close-up, it plays for stage. You've got entertainment all the way through. And at the end, you're left with a very strong thing. They look back and say, actually, we didn't know what was going on there. I mean, he's actually managed to find a black ball. And, yeah, it's just a lovely little presentation that I like.
It's great. Karasuke style routines are always incredible. I think that, surely in the UK, Derren Brown very much popularised it in the early days of his stage show. In fact, a strange story was when I was at school, we had a course called the English Communications course, and it was basically just language and how language is used. And I remember the teacher actually using Derren Brown's version of Karasuke as a case study for being able to detect lies. And it was only when I said to the teacher, well, that's a trick. That's not quite real. Of course, he didn't know what to say. So it just goes to show that it really connects with an audience. I'm interested to know, though, do you present it in a comic style or quite serious?
To be honest, it's definitely a comic style at the start. As I say, I go to the restaurant, I say, I hope you don't mind, I can get my balls out. And again, everyone just sort of is on board. But after the first couple of reels, I say, right, we're going to get a bit serious now. I've got lucky once, I've got lucky twice, I might have got lucky 3 times, but this is like the main bit for this to be successful. And I can, I put my fingers on their forehead and things like that, or I hold their pulse. I can feel your pulse getting a bit quicker and things like that. But it all depends on the feedback you're getting from the people around you. But definitely at a restaurant, it'd be more of a fun presentation. If I was doing it in a parlour situation where I'm getting people at the front and holding their arms out and things like that, it would be a bit more serious. I want to imagine a black ball's getting heavier, your arms getting a bit lower, and things like that, and just little subtle things like that. I will give a shout out to your Bane as well, because Bane is amazing. Your Russian roulette routine is fantastic with the cocktail shakers and things like that. So I had a chat with Robin. I said, I can't put that in there because his head to get too big, but it is an amazing routine.
I'm glad you like it. Yeah, they're all great. I know that. Have you ever seen Kennedy's version? He has one called Golden Balls. Which is a really good version as well.
Yes, I have seen that. Yes, I have seen that. Very good. I know Ken well. If I'm honest, I do prefer the body language version, but no disrespect to Ken's Golden Balls.
Very, very good choice. Excellent choice. And that brings us on to your second item. What did you take in its second position?
Right, my second item is one I've used for a long, long time. It's a David Penn creation, and it's called Coinvexed. So what I like about Coinvexed is you can borrow coins to do it, or you can produce your own coins. It's great for strolling, so you don't need a table to do it. So I use it a lot of weddings. And the good thing is when you're performing it, the spectator has no idea what's going to happen or no idea what's going on. So with a card trick, you know they're going to choose a card and ultimately you can reveal the card in a certain way. With Coinvexed, you put your hand in your pocket, you produce a load of coins, and I say to someone, oh, look at all these coins here. I'm going to trust you with some real big money here. And always give them the 1 pence piece. So again, it just gets a laugh. And I say to them, it's going to be the only 1 pence piece with a well with your name on it. And I produce a Sharpie and they sign their name across the Sharpie. And again, a few lines in there like, unless you did it earlier and all things like that. Then as you take the 1p back, you're given the 2 pence piece. And you say to them, this time I want you to draw a stick man on the 2 pence piece. And as they're drawing a stick man on the 2 pence piece, you're doing what you need to do. And then you put the 1p and the 2p in their hand. The job is done. And I say, you've got no idea what's going on at the moment, have you? And everyone's like getting excited. And they hold their hands together and say, I want to imagine that stick man's burst into life and he's walking around your hand, that 1 pence piece with your name on it. Oh, he doesn't like it. And he's squashing it. And you sort of do the motion of squashing the coin. And, oh, now he's got tired and he's gone back to sleep on the 2p. Did you feel it happen? And they go, no. But sometimes they do. They really play along and say, oh, I can feel heat. I say, don't be scared. Just stay with me and little things like that. And after that, they just remove their top hand and they can see the coin that they signed or borrowed even is totally bent and the stick man has miraculously bent their 1 pence piece. So, yeah, it's one of my favourites. As I say, it takes up literally no room in your pocket. You're always carrying a Sharpie. You're literally just pulling out a handful of coins from your pocket or to say, has anyone got any coins I can borrow? Yeah, and it's something I've done for a long time. And, yeah, I'll get the most out of it. And I'm sure a lot of people do as well. But for me, it works. It's visual as well. People do not know what's going to happen. They've got no idea what's coming along. And the thing is as well, they never throw the coin away. They go, can I keep this? And I do a residence home as well. And I go there and I say, oh, you still got the coin, or did you? Things like that. So, yeah, they never throw the coin away. Even for like friends and family, they still have it on the side. Once I made the mistake of actually borrowing a £2 coin. So, yes. So, as I said, write your name across it, thinking, oh, I've done this like hundreds of times now. So, yeah, draw a stick man on there. And I'm thinking, well, this isn't quite going to plan with this £2 coin. And I said, just, give the stick man a name. Think of a first name that comes into your head. At this point, if you know the effect, beads of sweat are coming across my head. And eventually, the deed had been done. And it was like, we actually managed to bend the £2 coin. And it was with the name stick man that had 3 other aliases, middle names, and things like that. But it took me a while. But yeah, that's when I learned. You can't really do it with a £2 coin.
Yeah, great choice. In fact, I did the same thing. So I did it with a £2 coin. By accident, early days. Now, I'm not sure if you noticed this when you did it, but the problem for me was, as I did it, the middle section came loose from the coin and then flew across the room.
Oh, okay. They didn't fly across the room.
So it pinged out. And there's no real way to cover that in performance.
Not really. As I say, it's a live and learn situation. Honestly, I've got too complacent. I've done it probably thousands of times, and it was just a case of I can borrow any coin I want to, and it's just when I thought, oh, just that moment of doubt. I think, and then think, okay, I need a bit more time here. So give that person a name, and then give them a middle name, and then just write the name of a president on the back of the coin. It's literally like. Despite much sigh, but the moment it was done, it was like, oh my goodness me, that was like a workout down the gym. But yeah,
it's a great choice. I think it's one that many performers must be using or have used previously. It's just a phenomenal trick. It's so well.
And the thing I like about it, I always say in performance, you've got no idea where this is going, have you? And they literally got no idea what's going to happen. So and as I say, the little souvenir. That they keep them, as I say, I'll go around people's houses. You still got that big coin, your name it on the side and things like that. So it creates a memory.
It's one of the ones for wedding couples. It's really good for that reason. So I remember one of the first gigs I ever did when I was 16. I did a wedding, and I did Coinvexed, and maybe, I don't know, 10 years later, she was in a local shop, and I bumped into her, and she's like, "Oh my God, you're the magician that was at my wedding." And then she had her purse on her. In her purse, she keeps the bent coin, and all those years later, she still had it.
That's when you know you've created such an impression that every time she gets her purse out, she's quite willing for anyone to say to her, "What's that coin?" And she's quite happy to say, "That's when I got married. We had this amazing magician come along, and this coin actually bent in my hand." So she won't remember how it got there or anything like that. She just remember, she'll pick it up and say, "The magician made this coin bend in my hand, and I actually held the coin." So, yeah, it's absolutely brilliant.
It is a great choice. Excellent, excellent second choice. That takes us on to your third position. What's in the third place?
Well, my third place is actually one of my effects. It's called Sweet FA by Martin Peirce. So obviously there's card tricks out there. There's hundreds of card tricks out there. Thousands, tens of thousands, probably even more than that. So when I created Sweet FA, my goal was to create a card trick that's going to be remembered. So obviously there's lots of card tricks. Choose a coin, oh, there it is, etc., etc. And they're great card tricks. I'm not knocking anyone's card trick at all. But I just wanted a card trick where that's always going to be remembered. And I like to think I've done it with Sweet FA. They remember the card, and in their mind, they just remember everything. And literally, once you've performed it, they say, "Oh, go and do that on George. Go and do that on Peter. Go and do that." And they will literally just follow you around. They're not interested in the method or anything like that. They're just waiting for that big reaction at the end. So if you're not familiar with Sweet FA, you bring a deck of cards out, and it's got prize deck on the box. And I say to someone, I like you so much, I insist that you're going to get a prize today. And I drop the prize deck on the table, obviously in a box. And I say to you, we're going to get a card chosen. All you got to do is win a prize is to name a card, but we're not going to do the easy way. We're going to get some of your friends to help you. Have you got any friends here? Lots of lines like that. Or I've got a number for friend to friend and all things like that. First thing we're going to do is going to get some cards are red, some cards are black. Which ones do you want? So you say to someone, do you want to have the red cards or the black cards? And then you want to say black. You say, do you want to have clubs or do you want to have club spades? And then you say, do you want to have odd cards or even cards? And the last choice is always down to him. So let's say he's left on like the odd clubs. I say, use your imagination, keep it clean. There's the ace of clubs, three of clubs, five of clubs, seven of clubs, nine of clubs. But put the jack in that, be 11 of the king of clubs. One of those prizes is going to get you a prize of a lifetime. They name anyone they want to, and you go, "Oh no, I just don't believe it." Let's say they name a five of clubs, and okay, let's open the box and see what you would have won. If they said, "Oh, if you the king of diamonds, you'd have won £1,000 worth of Amazon vouchers," I've got a joke for all of them. I say that'd be grand, wouldn't it? £1,000, and they would have a laugh like that. Let's say, seven of diamonds would have won you afternoon tea at the Ritz. Well, that's a crack of a prize, wouldn't it? So, and then you say, the five of diamonds, a trip to Disneyland. There's no Mickey Mouse prizes here. And then you say, for like the Jack of Hearts, Cadbury's chocolate for a year. That'd been sweet, wouldn't it? And then you got Kenyan Safari experience for another card. Can you believe you didn't win that? And then you go through all the cards. It looks like you're going through all the cards. Obviously, I'm not going to reveal too much, but you're literally going on and on about all the prizes they could have won and they've not won. They're holding the cards. Let's say it's the five of clubs, and you build it up. You've not won this Rolex watch. You've not won that. Let's see what you won. And they turn it over, and it says, yeah, basically, F all. With the little message by the hand as well. So it gets a great reaction. You build it up. And the thing is, it's so well structured. They're making all the choices. The friends are making all the choices. Any dirty work is in your hand all the time. So there's anything to see. Every card you put on the table can be totally examined. And I say, it seems to them like it's the fairest choice in the world. And remember, they do make all the decisions. They make the final decision. And their friends make all the decisions. They go for the prizes. When you're going for the prizes, there's always great comments as well. One's a speedboat. Do you ever watch Bullseye? 7 Nights in Las Vegas. Remember you went to Las Vegas, so we don't talk about that anymore. Honestly, there's so much built-in banter there. For me, it's a full routine. It's exciting as well. People are playing along with the excitement. Let's see what they're going to win. Let's see what they're going to win. And they turn it over, and it says basically F all with the hand gesture. Always goes down well. Don't be afraid to use it. I've even done it in our vicar on our church because she's going, "Why does everyone laugh when you do that card trick?" I said, "Don't worry, I'll just come over and show you. mind you, she's quite trendy and down with it, Albicka, so fair play to her. Yeah, it always goes down well. And with the invention of a Sweet FA Plus, so once you've done it to the adults, you say they've got like a 6-year-old son, I'm going to go and do it on young Johnny over there. Oh, no, you can't do it. No, it's fine. And we've got a version now we can switch the necessary out, and Johnny gets to name a card, and his prize is a fantastic magic show. So, yeah, so that's all. Oh, no, you can't do that. And then when you show it to him, he's like, oh.
Very nice.
So, yeah, for me, it just, again, I like to create a memory. Create excitement, and they will follow you around. And yeah, again, that's another one where they don't see it coming. They've got an idea, but they don't know how blatant it's going to be. And when you hit them with that punch, it's like, yeah, amazing.
I never knew about the plus. I think that's excellent.
Oh, so what happened was, when Sweet FA came out a few years ago, it literally sold out the first day at Blackpool, and everyone in the Ruskin was doing, come over here, it's a chance to win a prize. And I think, that's my trick, but go on then, I'll play along with it. I didn't know who it all was, etc., etc. And everyone was doing it on everyone at the time. So it got a bit further down the line, and people saying, can you come up with a softer version? Which I don't think is necessary, but fair enough. If you want a softer version, we'll do a softer version. So you got the band of cards that you need for the Sweet FA, and literally just a band of cards with a fantastic magic show, and you can switch them out, and it take you about 5 seconds to do. So just for the cleaner version, you can do the cleaner version if you want to, if you don't want to be hard hitting, or if you just want to sort of, get people excited. I'm going to do it on so-and-so, do it on so-and-so, and they're a bit worried about the reaction. That does the job as well.
Yeah, great. I just like the idea of you going up to a kid and all of the parents going, oh, no, you can't. Yeah. But then that payoff at the end will be great for 2 reasons. A, because you get the reaction from the kid, who it'll be a nice reaction, but also then the reaction from the family, who would be like, wait, how did that card get there?
As well, you've changed every card in the deck just by doing that. Like 10 seconds switch of cards. It's like taking some to the bottom and adding some to the bottom. Just by doing that, they're not aware you've done that, so they think everything is contained in that deck of cards there. So again, for them, it's like, my goodness me, he can change that card into anything he wants to. So
yeah, I think it's excellent. Very, very, very funny routine. And that takes us to your halfway point. So you're at number 4.
Well, as you know, I do some children's entertainment as well. I've been lucky enough to meet some very special sort of people as well. I've done shows for, I can't say too much, but lots of famous celebrities and their sort of the children, and the effects that I really enjoy performing. Obviously, when you perform a magic trick for children, it's got to be exciting. It's got to be like the first time you've ever performed it, the first time you've ever seen it. It's got to have the elements. It's got to be entertaining. It's got to go a bit wrong. You never see it go wrong, and at the end, it all goes right, and things like that. So my favourite is Skeleton in a Cupboard, because the fact is, it's quite a universal prop, but I come up with a routine with it, which actually showed Peter and Harry at the shop, and they thought it was like, wow, never seen that before. And Peter, bless him, he didn't even know how it was done. So, it's one of those effects, even when I perform it at the kids' shows and the adults are watching, it's the one where the adults always watch as well, and they will come up at the end and they say, how did you do the skeleton in a cupboard? I said, I can't tell you, it's magic. And also, I said, you'll be disappointed as well. So that's what I like about it as well, the fact that I've even fooled the adults with it as well. I'm not there to fool the adults, I'm just there to create excitement for the children, have them all screaming at me and have an amazing time. So if you're not familiar with the effect, you say, I'm going to show you something a bit scary. It's even scarier than George's dad first thing in the morning, which always gets a laugh. It's a skeleton. He's a bit shy and he's in the cupboard. And you bring out this little cupboard and say, if I show him to you, you're not going to be scared, are you? And they go, no, not be scared. And literally, as you lift it up a little bit, you sort of slam it down. Everyone goes, oh, and they'll sort of jump. And that's the first bit. Okay. And then you say, okay, it's a skeleton, arms crossed, legs crossed, and bones crossed. Bones crossed. But again, it just starts sitting there beautifully during the whole routine. They do not move a muscle. I've got no worries about anyone coming up. Just by using that line, you've got to cross your arms, cross your leg, and cross your bone. They just sit there like little angels. And they show Fred Boney, I say he's not been very well. He's been to the hospital. He's come to see us for George's party. Let's give him a big clap. And as I give it a big clap, I accidentally knock his head off. He goes flying across the room, and I go, "Oh, you did that!" I said, "Who did that? Was that you, George?" No, no, no. They were screaming, "You did!" "Oh no, I didn't." "Oh yes, you did." So basically, you have to put him back together again, and of course, you'll put him back together again in the right way. And as you take the cupboard off, his head's at the bottom. I go, "There he is. He's back in one piece. Give yourselves a big clap. Yay." And as I take the cupboard off, they were screaming, "No, no, his head's at the bottom. His head's at the bottom." I said, "Oh, no. Poor old Fred. He's standing on his head." I say, "Okay, we do it again. And this time you put him back together. And that's definitely right. We've definitely done it the right way this time. There we go. Take it off. Yeah." And I just like a little floss, a little victory dance. And this time his head is in the middle of his body. I said, "Oh no, why has he got his eyes in his belly? This isn't going very well." The last time we do it, he keeps playing tricks on me, so I'm going to play a trick on Fred Boney, and I put his head in the cupboard the wrong way round. This is going to be really funny. When I take the cupboard off, everyone go, "Nanny, nanny, nanny, your head is on the wrong way." And of course, take it off, and his head is on the right way. And I say, "Ha ha, that'll teach him." They go, "No," he said, "no, it can't be on the right way because I put it on the wrong way." I turn around and I look at it like, "Oh, how did that happen?" He's like, "Oh, that's amazing. Oh, he's too clever for me." Everyone say, "Bye, Fred," and we just pop him away. So for me, it's like 6 or 7 minutes of absolute fun. The children do not move a muscle. They're having the greatest time ever. The adults are absorbing all of it. And yeah, if you're on a desert island, I think that'd be just great for all ages.
Yep, I reckon you'll probably find a few skeletons on your desert island as well.
Yes, that's the
former
point,
magicians that were stuck on there that didn't get back off.
I look forward to doing it. When you go to a show, you're thinking, "Oh, I can do Fred Boney in a minute." Oh, I'm getting all excited.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
It's nice when you're looking forward to performing the trick just as much as, the audience. It's great.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
So that takes us over your halfway point now to number 5. What's in your 5th position?
Right, my number 5, again, it's a perfect plays big and it packs small to say, definitely packs small, is Down to One by John Allen. So I'm not sure if you're too familiar with this one. It's an amazing mentalism effect. And all you need is it's like a poker chip. It's got red on one side and it's got black on the other side. And you could have 100 people in the room. Everyone can stand up and play if they're capable. And the idea is you're going to get down to one person by playing a heads or tails game from this poker chip. What I do, I have a washing line on my stage that runs from one side to the other with an envelope it's got a prediction in it. I never pay any attention to it at all. It's there from the start. Everyone stands up. If you think this is going to be a red, put your hands on the head. If you think it's going to be black, put your hands on the back. So we do this and we get down to one person. Obviously you eliminate them. Say it's red first of all. Okay, we're going to get rid of it. Everyone's got their hands on the back. Everyone sit down. So basically you're going to go down to one person in the end, and that person is going to get a chance to win a prize, either through Sweet FA or any other version. I've got lots of games. I do like a prize thing where you give out and they think they're going to get a great prize. Of course, they don't often win, I will be honest, but it just adds to the excitement of it all. So, yeah, this one person out of all, let's say there's 100 people there. Again, it's great for corporate. You can basically choose a person you want to win. I can't reveal too much. But, yeah, you can reveal the person who's going to win. You've won out of all these 100 people. You made all those decisions yourself. You're the one that made the correct decision all the way through it. And again, all the way through it, you can have bits of fun. There's lots of bits of banter. There's a washing line there. It's got an envelope in it. Just take the peg off. I take the peg off, and then you literally, bit by bit, reveal the first line. The winner of this competition is going to be a woman. Let's say a woman's won it. And everyone goes, "Oh, that's a good start." And then the next line is, or a man. So that's automatically, like the comedy bit, will take it down a bit. But the winner will be wearing, and basically you describe what she's wearing, her shoes, what's the scarf, etc., etc. And the final winning call will be towels, and of course, take it out, and the final winning call will be towels. And she's made all the choices herself, yet you predict at the start that she's going to win the whole lot and have a chance to go to win a prize. So very, very clever thinking. It's very easy to do. you are in control the whole way through it. So if someone says, I want this person to win it, or if the CEO says, it's Trisha's birthday today, it'd be amazing if you get Trisha at some point. This would be the great thing. You go and look, see what Trisha's wearing, have your main predictions at the start, and just say she's going to be wearing red shoes, she's going to have like an Armani handbag, etc., etc. And everyone's just amazed that you've predicted that this person wearing this outfit, who you've never met before, is going to win the down to one game, and then they take it further to win a prize. So yeah, that's John Allen's down to one. I love it.
Yeah, I mean that's the ultimate pack small plays big, right? Because it's not just 6 participants; it's the entire audience, and all you've got is one little prediction and a chip. It
is the ultimate. Yeah, as I say, when it first came out, I was thinking, I'm a bit unsure. But once you start using it, you realise how strong it is. That's the thing. Like, if you look at it on a website or thing like that, you think, is it? But honestly, once you start performing it, you realise the value of it, of how strong it is, and the control you have. As I say, you can literally have anyone you want to win. Even your final prediction, you can have all the funny bits in there. It can be a man or a woman, or this woman's going to kiss a magician and she come up to you. It just like little bits like that, or she's going to make the CEO a nice cup of tea later on, things like that. It just, you can add what you want to it, so you can make it as serious as you want or as funny as you want. But yeah, the bottom line is, out of them 100 people, you're predicting everything. So I love it.
Hello guys, I'm here to talk to you about Alakazam Unlimited. This is the best streaming platform in the world, I'm telling you now. With Alakazam Unlimited, you get access to over 150 magic routines. This is video performances and explanations. We have card magic, coin magic, kids magic, rope magic, mentalism, stage, parlor, impromptu. We've got you covered. All of this for the low price of just £4.99 a month. And you can cancel at any time. Perfect if you've got commitment issues. Yes, I'm talking to you. Guys, you are going to absolutely love it. If you haven't joined the platform already, what the heck are you doing? Alakazam Unlimited is a streaming platform that you need to be a part of. Not only that, there is also exclusive content only available on the platform. Check it out now, alakazam.co.uk. Cheers.
And that brings us on to your 6th item. So what's in your 6th position?
Well, 6th item, I love a little bit of switching when at all possible. So I'm going to choose Trio, and it's by Asta, which is basically a stand you can use for switching cards, or you can switch billets with it, or anything that fits in a stand. So you've got a stand that's got 1, 2, and 3 in it. My routine is I come out of a box, and in the box I say to this person, and it's wrapped up like a sort of a birthday present box, hold on to this box, don't let me touch it. If I go near it, you have permission to shoot me, poke me in the eye, flick me fingers, or whatever you want to do. So just all comedy things like that. And a couple of times during the performance, I will go near the box, just for the audience to go, oh, he's going near the box, he's going near the box. So again, that just part of it. So my routine is I have the 1, 2, 3 there, and if you don't know Trio, it's you can see through the stand. It is totally blank. You wave your hand on either side of it just to show it's totally ungimmicked as such. So I'd say for the first person, we've got some famous singers here. We've got Elvis, we've got Cliff Richard, we've got Donna Summer. Give them a mix up. Who is your favourite singer? And they can spread them down and give me any one of those cards they want to. And let's say, well, it doesn't matter. They give me a card and I place it in position number 1. And I say to the next person, here we've got lots of soft drinks. We've got Pepsi Cola, we've got Cherry Aid, we've got lager, we've got wine, we've got vodka. And again, you can have that banter with them. What is your favourite drink? Again, and then mix them up. And whenever they're happy, just give me one of the cards. I'll put the other cards there. I take their card and put it number 2. Third one, I show them 15 animals. So they go through the animals. There's a dog, there's a cat, there's a giraffe. Again, at this point, I tell some really corny jokes like, what's the dog's favourite pizza? Pepperoni. Why does a giraffe got a long neck? He can't smell his feet. Yeah, all my children's stuff coming out there. Lots and lots of jokes like that. Where does sheep go get a haircut? The barbers. So basically the person who gives me the animal that goes in number 3. They don't know what they've chosen, but they've seen all the cards are different from the start. And I say, let's see what's happened. And you turn it around, it'll say Elvis, Coca-Cola, and it'll say a dog. I say to the person holding the box, I've not been in that box at all, have I? Would you be amazed if Elvis was in that box? And they'd go, oh, yeah, it'd be quite funny, quite good. Would you be amazed if there was Coca-Cola in that box? And I'd say, yeah. How about if there was a dog in that box? Would that be amazing as well? And literally, they get them up on stage, they take the lid off, and out comes Elvis, like a toy dog. He's drinking a can of cola through a straw. And the last bit, he's got a name tag on. I said, Elvis, that 2 out of 3 ain't bad, is it? We got. He's drinking cola and he's a dog. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. I said, what was the singer's name? Elvis. And you turn the name badge around on the dog. He's got like a little name tag on, and it say, hi, my name is Elvis. So, yeah, it's very easy to do. What you have to do is literally half a second, and all you have to do is turn the stand around. And just by turning the stand around, the 3 chosen items go into the items that you want yourself. So yeah, I do love a good switching item. I love a maze box as well. That was very close to getting in there, but the one I use all the time is Trio by Astor. It's a great little stage effect.
Sounds great. I love the structure of the dog with the name tag as well. That's really, really nice. That's great.
I like to be a bit quirky. You could do to be honest, you could do it just to playing cards, but again, you can be a bit more exciting than that. You've literally got so much control. Why you could literally get 3 playing cards chosen, the 3 playing cards match, which again is fantastic. But I don't think people can remember that more than the sort of Elvis the dog drinking Coca-Cola.
Great choice. That brings us on to the tail end of your 8 tricks already. What's in the 7th position?
Well, I think I better do with lucky numbers. So lucky numbers is one of my creations. It's a book test. It's a book test with a difference. With a book test, you usually reveal a word, and for a kicker, you usually reveal another word. So I just wanted something a bit more vivid, a bit more colourful, and a bit more exciting. And with lucky numbers, you don't get 1 or 2 reveals, you get 16 completely different reveals. And yeah, it's with a book test as well. People say book tests are examinable, and when they say that, they're not always examinable. This one is. You could go through this a million times. You're never, ever going to find anything. I showed Craig Petty this before it came out, just in the initial thing, and he said, you really need to take that on Penn and Teller because there's no way in a million years, you're going to fool them 1,000,000%. There's no way that they're ever going to know how that's done. So that's another thing I like about it. Book tests are a bit black and white. This is bright, it's colourful. The lottery is exciting. People got exciting lottery stories. This has got 100 pages. They are true stories. The names have been changed, obviously for purposes and different things. So what happens is people can choose a story or they can choose a page number. They can look through the book first of all to start with. And when they go there, you can get them to look at the first ball, send you the colour of that first ball to your head. You can reveal the colour. You can say, can you turn that ball around, have a look at the numbers on there, and then you can reveal the numbers on the first ball. Then you can do the colours on basically on all 6 balls, all 6 numbers, the amount they won, the date they won it, whether this person's male or female. There's, as I say, there's so many different reveals. You can reveal as much as you want to, or you can reveal as little as you want to. But the reviews have been amazing for it, and I thank you for everyone who's purchased it. It's not a sales pitch here. I do apologise if it's going that way, but yeah, for me, lucky numbers. If I was on a desert island, I'd just go through here and just read the funny stories about people how they wasted their money. Put bits of money in their garden. They bought a bit of land on the moon. They bought a walking stick. They've joined Tinder. They've gone to NFL games. They bought race horses. They've got to the theatre and bought every seat in the theatre because they want to be the only one sitting there. There's lots of great stories that I think we could all relate to. There's nothing worse than going to a theatre, sitting behind someone you paid a lot of money for a ticket, and they're just rustling popcorn in your ear, open a bag of sweets, or they're just annoyed by a bit of noise in the distance and they're trying to get out of their head, but no, they just have to think about that bit of noise all the time. So why not go to the theatre, buy every ticket and have the whole performance for yourself? Sounds like a great idea to me. But yeah, I did lucky numbers. I was on a train once going to a show in London, and I had my little case in front of me, and there was all these drunken northerners there. they're all going to watch the darts, and they're going, oh, dressed up there, what's in the case, what's in the case? You go, I'm going to show you what's in the case. I'd open up the case and I showed them lucky numbers. And I said to the first person, what would you do if you won the lottery? And he just come up with this story. I said, I'll get an outfit just like Peter's there. I'm just waiting for my 3 numbers to come in. And of course, everyone's jumped on Peter. Yeah, your outfits, etc., etc. So he chose to any page, and I didn't even reveal half the things I could have done. I just said to him, look at the lowest number ball on there. Just send the colour over to me. And I said, I'm not sure if it's your suit, but I'm getting like a blue colour. And he's like, oh, my goodness me, how did you know that? And he's looking behind me like as if someone pointed me. And I said, you're too easy to read. Give the book to the next person. And he passed this book, basically went on the train. I reviewed the 6 numbers, and like everyone was high-fiving me. Everyone thought it was like the greatest thing ever. And all I did reveal was like 6 colours on the balls. And he can do so much more with it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. This is one that I've been concentrating on to try and get really good at doing it. Well, as good as you, which is going to be near impossible because you're just so smooth with it. But it's true. Since I got into Magic, I've collected many book tests, all the way from mother of all book tests when I was really young, all about Eve. The Zandman book test, just tons of different book tests. And this, by far, is one of the most interesting ones, and definitely one of the most fooling, because every single page, and that's no exaggeration at all, is completely different. There is nothing repeated in this book. So, without tipping methods, obviously in some other book tests, you may find a couple of similarities here and there in order to facilitate the method. In this one, there's nothing repeated, as in nothing repeated.
Yeah, I was a big fan of the Economica when it first came out. I think that was Wayne Dobson. Great book test. Absolutely loved it. But yeah, I just wanted something, again, everything was black and white in there. I just wanted something, Lucky Numbers is like an A6 size, so it just fits in your pocket. I just wanted something a bit more colourful. And I just wanted something where the reveals were exciting, a story that people could relate to. Everything was examinable. I just wanted something that ticked all the boxes. It took me a long time to come up with it, but I'm really pleased with it. So, yeah. And there's 2 different methods in there. You can choose a page number, and they can choose a story, and straight away you know what's going on.
As a little nod to how good the book is just as a book, I had it on a table, and it was discovered by my family, who, when I came home, had it on their table. And I said, why do you have that there? And they had literally been reading through it one by one, not knowing it was a magic book. They just didn't know why it was there. But yeah, they read through it, or they loved it. They thought it was a great little book in itself.
Yeah, it is the sort of thing you get from a train station or an airport for Doug Smith for $3.99. But yeah, it's great. Thank you.
Yep, great choice. And that brings us on to your final trick. What is your final trick?
Yeah, it was tricky. Obviously, there was some things I was going to get in there. Obviously, your Bane was sort of top of the list. And a maze box was like right on the cusp, and there's plenty of card tricks I could have quite easily put in there. But my last one is I love Rubik's cubes. So when I'm a self-taught Rubik's cuber as well. So when I was a youngster, quite a while ago, 16 years old, even younger than that, people brought Rubik's cubes to school and no one could solve them. So I thought, I ain't going to solve it. So again, this was no tutorials. You can't go on YouTube in them days because there was no YouTube and things like that. And I managed to solve it myself. So it's something I'm always proud of. So my method of solving it is probably not like your usual method of people solving it, but I can do it probably about a minute and a half I can do it in. So I said to my daughter as well, I've obviously got her into Rubik's cubes. And she said, Dad, what do you want for Christmas? I said, my ultimate Christmas present would be if I could give you this Rubik's Cube mixed up and you sat and solved it for me on Christmas morning. That would mean so much to me. So I taught her a little bit at a time. And on Christmas morning, she said, watch this. And about 2.5 minutes later, she solved it, bless her. And it made my Christmas.
Wow.
And she can do it a lot quicker now as well. She can do it even quicker than me, which is good. And she's got a platypus cube. She's got all she just loves a Rubik's cube. And she loves just the fact that she can solve a Rubik's cube So I recommend it. It's great for a confidence, and it's just brilliant. So I like the mini Rubik's Cube to chocolate by Henry Harrius. So it's a great effect. You can the way I do it is probably not the way that he explained to do it. I have the Rubik's Cube covered in a box, and I put like a sparkly silver handkerchief over the top of it, and I introduce some cards that have everyday objects written on them, like Apple, mobile phone, remote control, book, etc., etc. And I say to someone, have a look at the cards and choose any one you want to. They choose a card, and their card says M&M's on it, but they don't show me. They just put it down to there. And I say, I think your card has something to do with colours. Is that right? Because obviously that applies to both things. I think that they're quite small as well, aren't they? And I say, can you announce to everyone the card you chose? And I turn it around and say M&M. And at that point, I just whisk the handkerchief off, and it obviously the Rubik's Cube sitting there. Oh, was it not a Rubik's Cube? No, it's M&M's. And I looked through it. I'm sure you was going to. I'm just so sure you was going to choose that. And I put the little mini Rubik's Cube in their hand. M&M's. You know what M&M's looks like? And I just put my hand over the top, and bang, the Rubik's Cube just turns into 50 M&M's, which is like so visual, so colourful. You've got a bit of mentalism in there as well. And I'll just take one of their hand and eat it. They're quite tasty, these M&M's. I might actually get some. And it's just after you've done it as well, there's that little gasp as well, just before the applause point as well, because you're not expecting this little mini Rubik's Cube to turn into like 50 M&Ms. So you always want to do it. It's great. And you've got that moment to do your little bit of dirty work because it's so visual, because it's all happening in your hand. It's literally like, there's a Rubik's Cube, bang, it's turned into M&Ms in their hand. While they're looking at it, you ditch what you need to ditch. They're looking at that and go, wow. And you have that little gap and everyone goes, wow. And then they just genuinely clap after that. So, yes, Henry Harrius. I love a Rubik's Cube. There's lots of great Rubik's Cube out there. But this one you can use in parlour, and you can use it in close-up. If you've got children at a restaurant at a table, perfect for them as well. So, and it resets very quickly. Mini Rubik's Cube to chocolate by Henry Harrius.
What a great effect to end on. What an excellent choice. It's such... I've not heard it routined before into like a proper routine. So I love the idea that they've got the wrong card, because that would feel so unfathomable to them that anything could change at that point.
Yes, that's what I mean. As I say, I like to be a bit different. I like to sort of maximise the effects. Obviously, Rubik's Cube to chocolate, it can be done really quickly. If you just put the cube in the hand, it turns into M&M's. That'd be good. But I like to put a bit of structure to things. And, it works for me. And, it gets the reactions that I want from it. So, yeah. It's
a great choice. Superb list. And again, even looking at your list, it's such a varied list. We've gone all the way from, Kurisuke style routine, which is quite serious in some respects, all the way to like lucky numbers, which is a quirky book test. You've got the down to one, which is like a whole audience builder. Sweet FA, which is a little bit naughty. You've really covered an entire spectrum of different tricks here.
These are the ones that I really like. I say, if someone said to me, right, you're going to be stuck on this desert island, these things would entertain me, let alone anyone else on the island. I could just do these on myself and I'd be quite happy.
That's what I was just going to get onto. It seems like you are probably just as excited to perform these, the way that you've spoken about them, than it is from your audience's point of view. It seems like you really, really, especially, the Skellington one, when you were talking about that, you were so animated about it.
Yeah, I'm quite passionate about my magic for people that know me. But I say, I always think when you perform magic, it's got to be the first time you've done it yourself. Your energy's got to be there, as if it's like, don't coast. You want to host. I always say, so you literally, you want to be that exciting person. You want to put your passion. It comes across, and I think when I perform it comes across, and I like to think people watch it and they get excited by it. When I do a lecture, people say, I've not felt that way about magic for a long time, and which is really happy to hear, because, as I say, they feel my passion. And these things here, as I say, on the desert island, are just things I love performing. I could just perform myself over and over again, and I'd be happy.
Yeah, it's a good way to be, I think. But that takes us on to your 2 curveball items, because you only get to choose one of each. Of course, you are allowed honourable mentions. We do allow that here. But what did you take for your book?
Right, a book, again, it's probably not one that people are more familiar with. It's called Magical Mathematics. The authors, again, I don't think they're brilliantly known, but I think they've done an amazing job. They're Ron Graham, and it's Percy Diaconis. So what it is, it's like an A4 hardback book. It's probably got about 100, 150 pages in it. And it's just got some brilliant methods in there. If you know me, I'm a method man. I like to take a method that hasn't got to be a particularly difficult method. I like to take a method, use it for something, and come up with a routine from it. And as I read this book, I'm thinking I could use that for a rock, paper, scissors routine, or I could use this for a card routine, or I could use this. Honestly, there's so many clever methods in there. And I like to think I'm quite clued up on my methods. And when I first read it, I thought, I don't know this method. And I got really excited about it. And straight away, my mind's clicking. I'm thinking, I'm going to do overtime on this one. And I'll come up with a couple of things that I've got coming out in the future, just by tweaking the methods a little bit to get the effect that I want. I like to come up with an effect of thinking, or wouldn't it be good if I could do this and then say that and produce that? And just by reading this book, I've actually achieved like 2 or 3 of the things that I want to achieve. So yeah, it's Magical Mathematics. It's by Ron Graham and Percy Diaconis. They've used the methods. A lot of them are for card tricks. Some of them aren't. But the methods you can take away and use for other things as well. So it hasn't got to be card tricks at all. And yeah, very clever. And as I say, for me, I can take things away from there and put it to entertaining routines. I read it and I think I've got to read this again. I really enjoyed that. And I'm not really a book person. I probably, realistically not read enough books in my lifetime. The ones I have read have been magical books. So I haven't read I did Pride and Prejudice at Macbeth at school because I was sort of forced into reading it. And I read some Dick Francis books. My dad used to be a bookmaker, and I could relate to sort of the Dick Francis, all his books were about horse racing and things like that, so I could relate to those a bit. But as for your everyday books that people have read, I haven't read many of those, not enough of them anyway. But this book for me, it's literally, I read the first chapter and I'm thinking, I don't want to read the rest of it. I want to read the first chapter again because I know I enjoyed it so much. My mind's going click, click, click. And yeah, straight away, I literally got 3 or 4 things. A couple of them are coming out hopefully very soon as well. So it just gave me the ideas for that. Some very clever thinking, very clever people.
Yep, that sounds like one I'll be purchasing. Just to have a little read through. Yeah,
I can't remember how I come across it. I weren't sure if it was in like a charity shop or I saw it in the window. Or it's just one of the things. I think it's quite undiscovered. I think it probably is on Amazon and things like that. But yeah, I fully recommend it. It's really entertaining, as I say. Some really clever methods that I enjoyed.
Superb. I'm sure lots of people will be on Amazon as they're listening to this looking for that. Or they will be once they finish driving or walking or whatever they're doing. But that takes us to your curveball item, the thing that I genuinely never know where this one's going to go. So what did you take as your item?
Well, I took a banana.
Okay.
There's a story why I took the banana. So I come up with a trick called the Great Banana Trick. And how I introduce it, I always say to someone, I said, people often say to me, Martin, what was the first trick you ever bought? And I lean forward and wait for them to say, Martin, what was the first trick you ever bought? I'm not telling you. And then just sort of cuts it off there and then gets a laugh. And I say, it was a great banana trick. And I go into basically what's called the Great Banana Trick, a trick that can't go wrong. I put a banana on the table and I show a load of cards and I've got all different fruits on. We've got pineapple, we've got peas, we've got sweet corn, we've got beetroot. Give them a little mix up like that. I'm going to deal the cards on the table one at a time. When you want me to stop, you say stop. And again, remember, this is a great banana trick, and the banana's on the table. I wonder what you're going to stop on. Build it up like that. And I deal the cards on the table one at a time. And whenever they say stop, they stop. And I say, you didn't want that one, you didn't want that one, you didn't want the pear, you didn't want the apple, you didn't want this. It's a great banana trick. I wonder what card you stopped on. And they turn it over and it says melon. I said, what? It's a great banana trick. I said to the man in the shop, I can't want a trick that can't go wrong. And it says melon. He says, I remember what he said to me. If the trick ever goes wrong, just lift the banana up. And you lift the banana up, and on the banana, it says melon on it. And everyone's going, oh, it's really good. So honestly, it goes down really well. There's a couple of stories to go with it as well. So Robin will help me with this one. We had a competition, and you had to link 3 magic tricks together for the competition. And the third one, it had to link a banana to it, because the second one needed a banana. So we come up with a great banana trick. And ideally, I wanted to peel the banana and have melon written on the banana once they peeled it. That's when we actually learnt that you can't actually write on a banana. It's too wet. So Robin peeled the banana, and she tried to write on it with a Sharpie, just killed the Sharpie, couldn't write at all. Then she goes, I know what to do. I'll get some nail varnish. So she got some nail varnish, and she wrote melon on the nail varnish, got the hairdryer out. No, still didn't dry at all. So we actually learned it is impossible to write on a peeled banana. So we had to seal it. We even tried cocktail 6 piercing, writing melon on the inside of it. But then again, you don't know till you open it whether it's worked or not. And also, because it's got so many holes in it, the first time we done it, you open the banana, it's just like filling a clump on the table. So the safest thing was just to write melon on the outside of the banana. But yeah, it's one of my favourite tricks. And I always say, what's the first trick you ever bought? And I always say it's a great banana trick, and I perform it. And it's good for me. It's got the comedy in there, and at the end, it has got the aspect they could have stopped on any card. And of course, I chose melon, and you lift the banana up, and it says melon on the banana. So, yeah.
Great. That sounds excellent. That sounds really, really good. I had no idea where that was going. I was so intrigued throughout that whole thing.
It's quite worrying, isn't it? Yes, my history as well. Yeah, it's quite scary.
No, that sounds superb. Joel Dickinson has got a great trick called Fruit Cocktail, which that will go perfectly with.
Oh, okay. I don't know that one.
It's great. It's the same sort of idea. So in his, he has a prediction, and he says, in this bag, I've got the answer. When he takes it out, it's a can of fruit cocktail. So that's sort of the joke. But when you open up the can, the fruit is inside as a single piece of fruit. So yeah, both of those hand in hand would be. Maybe you could have like a little fruit related act. Just the fruits.
Yeah, I'll do that in a lecture. And again, that's another one people get excited about. And I always say, try and remember how. Obviously, I explain how to do it, and they try and remember, and they come up at the end. I can't remember how you did it though. And I say, just buy the book. It's in the entertainment. Just buy the book. It's there. If you forget it in a week's time, you can still go to the book and just get it out of the book, sort of thing. So yeah,
excellent. It sounds really, really good. So if people want to find out more about you, Martin, where can they go?
Well, obviously, Alakazam Magic. They can Google Martin Peirce. It's spelled Peirce. And you'll see a lot of my stuff on there. I've got a couple of books out, which I fully recommend. And again, I'm not from a sales pitch. It's just like lots of exciting magic that you can do, magic you want to do, and magic you'll be able to do, which is the most important thing. I think they might be sold out at the moment, but I dare say Peter's going to get some more back in stock by popular demand, hopefully. It's stuff I perform at lectures, and it goes down really well. There was a lecture I did recently on the first 4 effects, which was a great banana trick, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, paranormal, all things like that, if you know my stuff. And the person said, I'm glad they're all in the book. And he thought there was going to be the only 4 tricks in the book. And he said, I'll be quite happy to pay like £20 if there's any more tricks in the book. And he opened it up and he goes, well, there's 120 odd pages in there. There's like 21 effects in there. I said, yeah, it's all that sort of thing as well. So yeah, you get the Entertaining Magic books. I'm on Facebook, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram as Martin Peirce Magician. Anything like that. And as you say, now and again I crop up on television now and again with the game shows. You might if you know my face, you might see me on Winning Combination, The Chase, Eggheads, all things like that. I've done lots of Countdown, I've done lots of game shows. I'm very competitive. Whatever I do, I throw myself into 100%. So it's all or nothing with me. There's no middle ground. If someone says, I want you to create a trick with this, I guarantee within a week I'll be like, bang, okay, you're gonna get that. So yeah, I try and make the most out of things. I do try and make things exciting. And of course I'm on Facebook as well. I perform as Martin Marvel, so if you can, just find me as Martin Marvel on Facebook as well.
Great. That means that if you go to your local pub quiz and Martin's sat there, just walk out. Just walk out. Don't even try.
One of them very sad memories, Jamie. I don't mean to do it. I just take it all in, and all the time. If I even like the weekend, I did children's shows. I say to people, "What's your name?" And etc. I don't remember all their names. I don't do it on purpose. Someone said to me, try and remember all their names. I won't be able to do it. But I literally go, oh, George come up, Tracy, Sue. I just know all their names. Again, I don't do it on purpose. It's just like, for some reason, it sticks in my head. And it probably helps with the magic as well. I've probably got some sort of OCD complex as well. But there you go. That's me.
I'm sure many, many people listening wish they had that sort of memory, me included. I can't retain short-term information for love nor money. Well, thank you so much for taking us through your list. Again, really interesting one. I will definitely be getting you to show me the skeleton in a cupboard when you're next down.
Oh, you've got to do it. I say I did it for Peter. Harry was the audience, and Peter had no idea. And he's saying, we need to sell this. I said, it's skeleton in a cupboard. I'm not sure. You'd have to, obviously the routine's different from the thing, but I'm not sure how you go about that sort of thing. But honestly, he even got a camera out for Peter. He even got a camera out and recorded with Harry watching, making all the noises of the children. So that was entertaining in itself.
Well, thank you so much, Martin. If anyone wants to check him out as well, do check out Unlimited, because hopefully by the time this recording goes out, we're recording this currently in May, and I think this is due to go out in August. We have it slated for. So by then, hopefully, Martin's Journeys will be released on Unlimited. So do go check that out. But we also filmed a load of really, really cool effects for Unlimited. One in particular, which Martin knows which one it is, that requires a blank card and a blank deck, is a particular favourite of mine. In fact, I have the cards kicking about here somewhere because I'm gonna be doing it. It's a superb routine, so do check it out.
Yeah, you'll come across like a sleight of hand genius, I promise.
So with that being said, thank you to Martin for his list, and of course thank you guys for listening. We will hear from you all again next week on another episode of Desert Island Tricks. Goodbye.
Hi, Peter Nardi here, and I really hope you enjoyed that podcast. I just wanted to let you know that Alakazam have their own app. You can download it from the App Store or the Google Play Store. By downloading the app, it will make your shopping experience even slicker at Alakazam. You'll also get exclusive in-app offers and in-app live streams. So go download it now, and we'll see you on the next podcast.